As a chubby 10-year-old in 2004, there were three things I would watch on TV: Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and when I exhausted every one of those shows on those channels, I would watch movies on VHS. Now, luckily for me, I lived right behind my grandmother, and she had a collection of VHS tapes, like 300 of them. And whenever we wanted a new one, she would go to our local Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, rent it, bring it back, copy it, and then so we would have it for our home collection. And this was an amazing being a 10-year-old, because whenever I had friends over, I go, hey, you guys want to go rent a movie? And they go, from where? My grandma's house. So we walk up, rent one, bring it back, and just have a grand old time. And even when my little friends would say, hey, isn't it like illegal to copy these? I would whisper right in their ear, my little 10-year-old voice, do you want to have a play date ever again? And then they'd shut right up. But for real, it truly was great having all those movies. And now as a 24-year-old, I love movies even more, and I definitely have VHS tapes to thank for that. And I thought, what better way to honor the memory of my love of VHS than to look back at the movies that really defined my childhood and the absurd, ridiculous, and beautiful moments that make up each movie. Let's go! So, the first movie we're going to look at, and one of my personal favorites, is Air Bud, Most Valuable Pooch. Now, if you haven't seen Air Bud is about a dog, a boy, a clown, and basketball. And what makes Air Bud so great is the three A's. It's absurd in all of the right ways. And as a kid watching it, the absurd moments made it great. And now as an adult looking back, they're just so funny. And it makes it even better to watch. Next is that it's actually good. It's actually a really good movie. There's pretty good acting, the story's solid, and it's just entertaining to watch. And finally, there's Air Bud. And Air Bud is this incredible golden retriever who is absurdly smart and also is freaking adorable. So with those three A's in mind, let's get right into it. With our first one, the absurdities of Air Bud. So the opening scene is with Norm Snively, the clown character, and him and Air Bud are going to this children's birthday party where they're going to perform. So they get to the party. Norm is in this absurd looking makeup, and Air Bud is in a pretty cute dog clown costume.
Hi, Clown and the Hound. Ow! Oh!
Anyway, they start performing. Norm is so bad that at one point he starts choking on this plate he is spinning. And all the while this is going on, we get like 3 or 4 shots of the mom of the party just giving this, I'm a mean mom and I can't believe what I paid for shots. And then finally we get to Air Bud where he starts performing. Falls into Air Bud's mouth. Air Bud's catching them, but one of the best parts is that this little girl is mouthing like she is catching the balls right in front, and it's so funny. Also, Norm's name, his clown name, is Happy Slappy. So let that sink in. That's what the directors went for the clown name. So that was
Hey, kids, it's Happy Slappy time!
we get to the point where Norm throws this big inflatable ball to Air Bud, and Air Bud's supposed to knock it back to him. He does that, and for some reason, Air Bud knocks it back, and it hits Norm, and then it like just pushes him all the way against this wall, and then just chaos and hell starts breaking out. Air Bud starts running around the house, and this mom of the party gives out this blood-curdling scream like Air Bud's about to kill all of them. Norm is running around like he's going to try to chase Air Bud and grab him. At one point, he jumps on this chair, and there's absolutely no reason for him to jump on it, but he jumps on it, breaks the table with all the presents. Air Bud's running around, everyone's screaming, and then finally, for some reason, there's a banana on a chair. Norm jumps on the banana on the chair, and then in slow motion, he falls onto the cake. Air Bud's in the corner, he's like, oh shit, what the hell did I just do? I'm gonna get the newspaper. Then finally, Norm and Air Bud get thrown out. And the best part is Norm falls on the ground on the front patio, and he looks back at the woman whose party it was, and he goes,
Okay if I get a couple of references?
And it's absurd. And you're like, why? There were so many choices here that do not make sense, but at the same time, it works. Then finally, Norm and Air Bud start driving away. Norm threatens Air Bud with the pound. And then Norm is on the phone with the pound. And he goes, yeah, I got a dog. He's a menace.
I got a vicious dog. Now it's a horrible dog. It's a menace.
And it's so funny. And that's like the first 10 minutes. So you're like, you know it's going to be a good movie. The second A is actually good. And what I mean by that is that Air Bud is a solid children's movie. The acting is good. The story flows well. The music is great. I remember the theme song. I remember it even today as a 24-year-old. If I heard it, I would know what it is. And then finally, it really is an emotional movie. As a 24-year-old, I was watching and I was feeling the pain Josh was. And the scene that really hits hard with you is that Josh has to release Air Bud into the wild because he can't keep him because it's not actually his dog. So Josh brings Air Bud into the wild. And there's this long scene where Josh is like, I can't keep you, Air Bud, I can't.
Please, buddy. Go! Get! Go! Get out of here! Don't you understand? Get! I don't want you anymore! Get!
And at one point, Josh hurls his basketball in slow motion. And he goes, buddy, let's play fetch. Come on. And he throws the basketball.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, good boy. Just like we always do.
He starts running away onto this boat. He gets on the boat. Air Bud starts swimming after him. And it is so freaking sad. You're just like, oh my God, Josh, how could you do that to Air Bud? And you're like, my life's over. And you, as a 10-year-old, I was like, yeah, my life's over right now. I'm gonna go home, cry myself to sleep. Thanks, Josh. But luckily, good things happen, obviously. Air Bud comes back. But looking back, I realized that was a solid piece of film. And the movie as a whole really is a great movie. Okay, so our last A is obviously
Air Bud!
Air Bud is this amazing golden retriever, and he's the star of the film. I mean, in the title sequence of the movie, he has a credit. It says, starring Buddy the dog. And that's amazing if you think about it. Anyway, Air Bud is cute. He looks good in a clown costume, a basketball costume, and even as just a dog. He looks good just plain fur, which is good. He's crazy smart. He can hit a basketball into a hoop, which most people can't even do that. At one point, he can climb out of Josh's bedroom window, and then on the second story, climb down onto the car, and then get this paper, bury the paper, and then climb back up into Josh's room. He has great taste in pudding. He loves vanilla pudding. At one point, Josh has like 10 vanilla puddings in a row because he's trying to lure Air Bud back to him. And he eats all 10 of these puddings, which is crazy. And he carries this movie when, in a lot of instances, not even a human person can carry a movie like Air Bud does.
I don't believe this.
He just has everything. He even shows emotions in some parts, which is crazy. I don't know.
Great paper boy.
Josh!
It's just, he is an amazing dog. And I mean, I guess that's why they made a bazillion of these movies. Because when you have a dog that can carry a movie like he can, you really don't need you don't really need good actors. But luckily for this movie, it has good actors. And at the end of the day, you just need a boy, a dog, and some basketball. So there you have it. Air Bud. A good movie 25 years ago, a good movie today. Take a look back on it. I guarantee it'll make you laugh, probably cry, honestly. and it'll just be an enjoyable experience, and you can relive being 10 years old like I did. So I hope you liked this. If you didn't, you never have to watch again, and I'll delete my internet presence. Okay, bye.